But let's go ahead and let's open up our SPY right here and just take a look at the day. Let's see, there we go. Get everything on the page. All right. Okay, so just looking at this, we had several times we had a move coming out of the open right here, moved up to the 15. Let's see, can I get? The only thing on this is I don't have my pre-market sandwich on here. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this on this session. I need to. There we go. I think stock with pre-market. There we go. There we go. That's everything. All right. So yeah, we had a pre-market sandwich. Remember, we had a huge sandwich because we had this huge candle here with the wick on top and wick on the bottom, and took it all the way down here to 641. And all the way up here to 666 and a half. So that was like 20 some points, 25 points in the sandwich. And we really didn't play around a whole lot there. We stayed kind of at the upper half. Well, yeah, we stayed in the upper half of the sandwich all day, because right here you see we had this green bar right here about noon, 12:45. We got a green bar here, and that's about in the center of the pre-market sandwich. The big thing that we really did trade around was kind of the 15-minute opening range here. You can see we respected the lower end of that for the longest time. We were above the 200, which is the dashed green line right here. You can see that. Stretch it out right here. Here's the 200, and here's the 15-minute opening range low right here at about 656. And then we broke out of that, played around here a little while. Then we got this reversal at about 11:30. And then took that all the way down below the 200, bounced a little bit, and then we came back up kind of to right around today's close or today's open, the cyan line right here, or the light blue line. This is actually cyan, which is my 20. And then we sold off at the end of the day, came right down to the 200 right here. So, but you could see as far as our moves, the ones that we had, let's see, let me put my pen up here. Come on. It's a little shy today. There we go. All right, so we got our pen. So I just kind of look at this. I look at moving average crosses a lot. You guys hear me talk about those all the time. Those are the things that I really kind of hone in on. And I should have scooted this out a little bit further here. Let's kind of look at, let me put this on here and see if I can open it up. Yeah, there we go. So we can get the whole day in. And that's really kind of how I go back and review the day, really. Just kind of look around those moving averages and what's happening there. Because those are typically, that's when you get the biggest moves and the best moves, in my opinion. So we had the one coming here after market open. This was, let me put this back in pointer mode. So what time was that? That was right there at 9:35. So this is the 5-minute chart on SPY. So we came out, had a moving average cross to the downside. So it looked like we were going to move to the downside and test this 200, but no, not so fast. We put in a bottom right here whenever we started getting our 15-minute open range, and the market started trading after all this pre-market action going on here. And then we started moving to the upside. So we put in this low. We had moving average cross to the downside. We took out the top up here, and then we actually put in a moving average cross. This would be the 5 and the 10 moving average cross right here. Let me make sure of that. I believe, since I switched things around. Yep, 5 and 10. Because I keep my 5-minute charts on the 5 and 10 crosses, and then my 2-minute and 3 minutes, I move those to the 3 and 5. But whenever I switch charts around and like that, sometimes they'll get mixed up and I forget which one is which. Because like a lot of times I might take a 2-minute chart and put it on 5-minute, and then it's still showing the 3-5, but I'm doing 5-minute and I want to see the 5-10. So, when it's not my exact workspace, kind of like I had to modify this one for the session today a little bit, and I want to make sure everything is set correctly. But anyway, on the 5 minute here, so we had this move here, and that was like the zone one move there, which we don't recommend for CTV, and really don't recommend beginners take this move because it can be very volatile, you know. But if you did, this was a move to take this morning, and it was a pretty good move. A little bit of some volatility going on because these are pretty big candles here. I mean, if you could have you could have taken this green candle right here whenever we had the green candle up, then we had the pullback here on the red candle right here at 9:45, which would have been 9:40 time of day. That would have been our first time of day to trade. You could have taken one right there whenever the green took it out. And you still had these wicks here because this is the candle that determined the high of the 15-minute opening range here. And you could have taken that and played it up here and actually broke through and then went up. And then we had this red candle here, and then it pulled back. Didn't break any moving averages, though, not across to the downside, and it went on up. So that would have been a nice run there. You would have had to have withstood a little bit of heat pulling back and all like that, a little bit of nervousness and all, but it never broke down. It never broke down. It is kind of discouraging if you jump in one of these and it goes up, you get this profit, and then all of a sudden you get this pullback, and it brings you back to about break even or maybe slightly down. And that takes a lot of confidence right there, especially when you got the cycle oscillator pointed down, RSI pointed down, and you got all these dots and things going on here. Because if you would have jumped in that, it would not have been an ideal setup. That's why I say we don't recommend this, because you had yellow dot right here. Now on this green candle that I was talking about here, it did go blue. The stochastic, it turned the fast over the slow. Momo was still pointed down though, but it was green momentum. And we were having buying action. Our ticks were really strong. Remember, we got big ticks up here, and I believe during this time, we go back to like 9 o'clock. Let's see, today's 23rd. Yeah. Let's go back to this morning. So right here, we opened up. So we started out strong on ticks, up around 1,400, and then we gave back, but we never dropped below 500. And then we did peekaboo below it a couple of times here. But see, this is 10 o'clock right here, and we were still at 500 or better. So, and the 80 SPD was flat. I mean, it was up and down a little bit, but overall, it was staying about the same. And the VIX was, it gapped down, and we had some pullback action like that. But overall, it kind of fell during this whole period right here when we were going up. So, and then also we had a red bar right here at about 1040. So this was a nice move to the upside here. And then we pulled back a little bit, pulled back to the, pulled back, got close to the 20. The 20 is the cyan, but we never broke it. We didn't even get a moving average cross right here. We pulled back, rested, and then we took another push right here, took out the red bar high, and then we failed. And then this set up our next move to the downside right here. It was about 11:30 on the 5 minute when we crossed over the 20, and then we just continued to move on down. Came back through VWAP. We came back through the 15-minute opening range high level right here, and then we came all the way to the low of the opening range. Bounced a little bit, and then we failed again, pushed through the 200, and then we held this level down here at 654 on SPY, and then we bounced the gut again. We didn't take out these highs right here on this bounce. Came back down, did another. If you look at this as a zone right here at 1235 in the lunch box, right here's the lunch box, and then we had this. If you look at this as a zone of support right here, put in a little rectangle right here. We can take that, kind of take it up to about right there. Bottom of those candles. Bounced twice again. Then we got a moving average cross, pulled up, got close to VWAP, came back to today's open, rejected it, pulled back, held, didn't get a moving average cross to the downside, held, then came back up, tapped VWAP again, pulled back a little bit. And it was trying to get through VWAP. You can see that kept up, tap, pull back, tap again, and we broke through right here at 235 on this candle, and then we came up and we tested the high again of the opening range, and then we failed on that, came back down, had this last move of the day right here around 3 o'clock, 3:20. We sold off at the end of the day. So overall, that's kind of the structure of the moves that we saw today.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.